Learn about a profession? Or learn from industry professionals? Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Get trained by employers? Or start earning? Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Learn new skills? Or learn employable skills? Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision. Eisiau dysgu sgiliau newydd? Neu ddysgu sgiliau cyflogadwy? Gwna'r ddau a chyflawni mwy. Bydd yn brentis, dewis doeth. Eisiau dysgu yn broffesiwn? Neu ddysgu gan arbenigwr y diwydiant? Gwna'r ddau a chyflawni mwy. Bydd yn brentis, dewis doeth. Eisiau cael dy hyfforddi gan gyflogwyr? Neu ddechrau ennill cyflog? Gwna'r ddau a chyflawni mwy. Bydd yn brentis, dewis doeth. Learn about a profession? Or learn from industry professionals? Do both and achieve more. Become an apprentice, a genius decision.
Welcome everybody to the Welsh Esports League. The Scottish sounding accent isn't probably the best introduction to the Welsh Esports League, but nevertheless I am Boyle Royal, joined by Bigfoot. How are you all doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited for some good Valorant action here. My first time properly kind of delving into the Valorant casting, so I'm excited to see how these teams perform in the Welsh Esports League.
Oh, that's good stuff, mate. What's your background? What have you been casting before?
Rocket League mainly for the most part. Sat there and then playing too much Valorant that I had to eventually get involved.
Yeah, sure. So you understand it, then it's not like you yeah, nice. And there's a little bit of an update. The most recent patch might have changed a few things with these players, but not too much. We've had Ray's boom bots duration halved, so 10 seconds to 5, which is quite drastic. And Killjoy's turret's health's been taken down just a little bit, not too much. So it's not out of all the crazy patches I've had recently that really shaken up the whole meta. This is just a bit of a small change, mostly just nerfing those Ray's mains.
Yeah, so nerfs coming around. I believe the players should be obviously playing on current patch and stuff like that, and I believe that we could see some effect coming into it here because, Raze is a very popular region for Julius, especially in maps like you get her a lot on Bind, and that is out the map pool. There is, I'm trying to think of the other map I'm thinking of here, Fracture, where Raze has become really popular lately, and same for Killjoy, having that turret health reduced is going to possibly see some shifts being made because I believe so. Chamber was the most popular Sentinel, now Killjoy taking that reign. I'm wondering if that's going to kind of stay the case, or maybe we'll see a new Sentinel take that top standpoint.
Well, I think the next stage is going to be a Sentinel, but we're probably waiting maybe about a month till that comes out. Maybe they're gonna have to tease it a little bit more. But like Sentinel's really what needs. Could be Initiator though, of course. But yeah, they've definitely got enough duelists for now. I think.
Yeah,
so,
plenty.
That's for sure.
If you can full stack as one role, then we've got enough for now. We've got 6 duelists, we've got 5 controllers, we need another Sentinel, we need another Initiator. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, I'm completely new to the Welsh Esports League, so there's going to be a little bit of learning these players as we go along. Looking forward to going through in future weeks and starting to get to know some of them, get to know the teams. Everyone's got pretty simple names to say, which I'm quite happy about. We've just come out with some uni esports with people with no vowels in the names and stuff. It gets a little bit tricky. So nice, sensible names coming up here. I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing what maps they pick because we have someone was I think it was Thinking Man's Valorant actually it was Cloud9 Leaf who was saying he really doesn't expect anyone's going to be picking Lotus in VCT, but we've already seen Lotus pop out in VCT, so it'd be really nice to see Lotus pop out tonight. It's just something different for everyone. We've seen the other maps time and time again. Could be exciting, but at the same time, it is a bit of a risk to pick considering it's so new.
And just to give people an idea of the format for this tournament, every single week we'll have some Valorant action coming your way. It's going to be a best of one for every single match, round robin, so there'll be multiple matches going on at the same time. We'll be streaming one match from each round. So every single week until I believe it's the 9th of March, we're going to have some Valorant action coming your way for that group stage, and it's an exciting thing to see here. The round robin, everyone gets to play against everyone, best of ones all around, so one mess up and it is done for you. And of course the map pool, everything will be just like regular Valorant. Ascent, Fracture, Haven, Icebox, Lotus, Split and Peril as the map options. So it'll just be based on what map does not get banned by all the teams. So I'm excited to see everything turned out, as you mentioned, with Lotus as an option. I think it's unlikely we'll see here. I think these players maybe will be a bit wary of it and probably go something they're a bit more comfortable with. I would even be surprised to see something like Split or even maybe Fracture, considering it's been slightly changed recently. I think we're going to have a map which has been around for a bit longer, maybe Icebox or some Ascent, Haven kind of vibes. I would guess as the most comfortable pick for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I used to love Split, but as soon as it came back, I had a few hard games. There's small changes, changed quite a lot for me, especially that left-hand side on Ace, like that new little cubby hole. Like, there's just certain things that have really confused us and made my first few games back on Split absolute nightmares. But now I got used to it. I'm really enjoying it again. You also might have seen before you saw our pretty faces, you saw an advert for Apprenticeships Wales, who is the kind sponsor of the Welsh Esports League. So they're keeping us going, and you'll see the little information down in the bottom there. If you're looking to get an apprenticeship, get in there. I saw a guy with a chainsaw in that advert. I'm a tree surgeon. Highly recommend that. It's a good career. You can travel the world with it. So if you're young, you don't really know what you're doing, apprenticeship might be the thing to do.
100%, and thank you to them for sponsoring the event, and also for the rest of Esports Wales. A kind of reminder for anyone who is new to Esports Wales, plenty of games are up to be played. There's, I believe, Rocket League, what took place yesterday. There's League of Legends as an option. I believe, if I remember correctly, let me get all the correct games here. Rocket League, League of Legends, I believe CSGO and Valorant, and one more that I am forgetting at the time being. F1, that's what it is.
So it looks like the map bans will be coming in soon. So we'll have some news on that ASAP. We've got the team captains just chatting about that right now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's always good to get into a new league for me because I've been dipping in and out of the university stuff and I've got used to all of them. But like every time I do a new sort of league or company or organization, it's always really interesting because it's different everywhere you go with Valorant. You know, like from the top tiers from VCT down to the different university leagues or just charity leagues. There's always different styles of gameplay. You know. In VCT, for example, there is a much stronger meta because there's so much at stake and such professional coaching involved. Yep. But the chaos of these other things can be so fun sometimes. Since you're really good running it down.
It is going to be chaotic. I expect chaos from all these players today. I expect some weird strats. I expect some, I don't know, judges in a corner, some kind of random lurks, some Omen teleports trying to get a knife kill, anything like that. I want to see the wacky weird stuff coming out of these players because that's what I expect to see. Because they are here for a bit of fun as well, trying to get that win. I think coming into it as well, the biggest thing for us is trying to find out who that top team is. We're coming in here not really knowing these teams and players at all. Yeah. So us as the casters and of course alongside the viewers have a lot to learn going through on this and what team is going to be the best, what team is going to be maybe that standout team, that standout player. And I think today will be the first good sign at it. And of course we'll have the results from the rest of the rounds as well. But as the weeks come on, that's why you have to tune in every single week because there is more and more to be done. And it's not going to stop until, the 9th of March where the last group stage match is played.
Speaking of Omen teleports, it's been a month off for me. There hasn't been much to cast over the winter period. And the last match I cast, there was actually an Omen TP ace for the ultimates. And it was for a match point as well for an underdog team that if they lost that game, they were out. So that was pretty intense. I'd love to see something like that again.
Love to hear it. We should be getting into the game in just moments now. Things are just getting set on up, but nevertheless, to give a quick rundown on all the team names, they are standardised by Esports Wales. It is Goats, Swans, the Artists, the Dragons, the Pirates, the Pit Ponies, and the Puffins. Today we will be following two matches from round 1 and round 2, one from each. We have the Artist versus Swans coming up first, and later on today it will be the Goats versus the Pit Ponies. And my question for you, Bigfoot, out of all the team names, what is your favourite?
Pit Ponies. I don't even know what a pit pony is, but I like it. Hey, do you know what a pit pony is? Is it just a special kind of pony? Maybe it's a pony miners use, you know, like to drag the carts out.
It is a mining horse, yeah.
Yeah, mining horse. Yeah, so that's cool. I'm from Newcastle. Plenty of mines around here back in the day. So Pit Pony is definitely my favourite team. That's who I'm rooting for before I know anything. But we're not. Oh no, we are watching them tonight. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
round 2.
Yeah, round 2. We'll watch the Pit Ponies.
Pit Ponies versus the Goats coming up later. But a quick rundown of the rosters as well. Over on the Artists and the Swans, there are 6 people listed as players, so we'll have to find out who actually into the game. But for the artists, we have Stroppy Pie, Avery, Exovolt, Veins, and I'm going to say 1337 Dead, but I'm going to call him Dead for the rest of the time, and Stator. And over on Swans, we have Lewis, Whizzing, Ross, Alexander, Jakes, and Banger. And Alexander being the coach over on Swans Esports side.
Yeah, it's good to see the professionalism here. They've got coaches, everything lined up. They've got a little bit of a mix. There's a Norwegian player and was it Malaysian player as well?
Yep, Malaysian player
mixing these teams. So they're not strictly Welsh. There's some English and there's some Scottish in there too. But most predominantly Welsh players in these teams, but a little bit of a mix up there.
Yeah, it's over on the Swansea Sports side. Manisk is the Danish player, and then over, I believe, on Goats, yep, Weber is my bae, who is not going to get called that by us because that is too much effort, is going to be from Malaysia. Over on the Goats, I believe, living in the UK now, but it's exciting to see the difference here in the rosters. Of course, the primarily Welsh, as per the rules. It's good to see the Welsh esports scene having that potential of growth, and over in Scotland, the Welsh Coast got the same thing going on, but Wales doing great strides to try and build up the Welsh Esports League, and we're definitely seeing the results of how many teams were getting participating in this.
Yeah, it's really good. It's good stuff, man. Everyone deserves to have a chance to sort of break through. Being an esports player is quite tough to like break through to actually being a job. So I wish everyone the best of luck. I'm sure we might see some special standout performances tonight. Maybe there might be some talent scouts out there trying to hire some of these guys. Who knows? But all the best of luck to every player in these games, in this entire league. You know, like if you can make it, you make it a career. Like you're not really gonna complain, are you? That's shooting heads, getting paid, traveling the world.
Going into the game, I'm asking Bigfoot, what is your favourite gun? What gun do you use the most? Are you a Vandal man or a Phantom man, or is it something else?
I'm probably the Judge.
The Judge, okay. Hey, ask me this question about 6 months ago. My answer's the Spectre.
Oh yeah,
I was a Spectre main for ages. I was the only gun I would use. I couldn't use the Vandal. I couldn't use the Phantom. I was terrible with them all. I just spammed the Spectre, and it worked. It got me all the way to gold.
Yeah, but even from a distance.
The Spectre's a magical gun.
You can't tap it from a distance. It's just barely any damage, is it?
Yeah, you get there. Just bob and weave, you know. But I don't expect the pro Spectre gamers to be coming out here for the team. I expect some maybe better gunplay with Vandals and some Phantoms, but we should be getting into the game in just moments now. All teams are all joined on up, so the map bans and agent select should be coming in just a moment now. But before we get into the game, one last question, Bigfoot. What is your favourite gun skin?
I haven't really got the money for skins, so I try not to delve too far into that world because it's kind of just depressing being poor and not being able to rack up all the skins. But I've got a couple. I mean, I get flamed a lot. I've got this. I can't remember the name of it now. It's an ugly. Everyone always flames me for my Phantom, but it's got no kill effect. But it goes with Omen's outfit as an Omen main, so that's why I bought. That's one of the only ones I bought. But yeah, I guess if you're talking Phantoms, it's the ZX. I just love the look of it. I love the sound. I love the music that comes out, and I love the kill effect best. And then one other skin I did buy recently is that most recent Operator, but I don't know the name of it. Sorry. Yeah,
is that right? I mean, the only skin I've ever bought is the RGX Spectre back when I was making the Spectre. It's the only skin I've got.
The Spectre, yeah.
So I've got only Battle Pass skins for the Vandal, everything else, but same for the Phantom. I've been using the 9 lives from the recent Battle Pass a lot. I've been loving them, to be honest, but yeah, I've not a really bought skins.
Yes, they're expensive, man. Like, I mean, if I ever like I was wishing the players all the best of luck in making this career. If I ever make casting a career and I'm making enough money out of computer games, I wouldn't hesitate to like put some back into the computer game economy, especially when the champion skins come out, because half of that goes to the players. But yeah, just right now I can't really afford it being a student in it. So
yeah, no, skins are expensive, and maybe the players are a bit of the prize money they get from this by the end. Maybe we'll try and get some skins of their own, but nevertheless, as I mentioned, the match should be getting on in very, very soon. Never mind, we are delayed as a DC. We keep getting baited here. Eventually it will happen.
Do we have access to what how the bans went down or not?
No, the bans have not happened yet. We're still waiting for that. I think while we wait, we should head to a quick break before we get into the match and let the players all get sorted and get everyone back in the lobby and all sorts.
Yeah, I think bans have happened, but we just don't have the information for you. But we'll have the final map when we get into it. But yeah, we'll go to a little break and we'll be back as soon as we're ready for this game to kick off. See you in a second.
And we are back, everybody. The map has been picked. We are playing on Haven. Agent getting underway now, and over on that attacking side, early on, it will be the Swans. Will that be maybe an advantage? I would say starting on defense for most teams is an advantage, depending on, I guess, how well you play in the each side on the map. But I prefer starting on defense.
Yeah, it depends which map for me, but I think Haven is probably better to start off as attackers. Slight advantage there. We do have two completely different controllers in play. We've got an Astra versus an Omen here. So, I mean, I'm a big Omen main, big fan of Omen. I do think Omen is better meta for this map, but then there's definitely some really cool things you can do with Astra on the map too. So it kind of depends what you can pull out of the bag, to be honest.
I think whenever I'm up against an Astra, I feel fear. Because the good Astra is terrifying, because Astra's almost never played at least my rank. It's really scary to see an Astra hop into a game, and if I'm against them, I'm like, oh no, they're going to smoke me, they're going to pull me in, they're going to stun me constantly, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But never...
Yeah, post-plant Astra can be a right nuisance, huh?
Yeah, it just pulls you away from the spike and torments you for quite a long time, but nevertheless, we get into the game. It is Swans on the attacking side, and over on the defense is the Artist. I'm excited to see how this one pans on out. Of course, the free sites of this map. Now, not the only map with those free sites. Lotus is joining that foray, but nevertheless, it's the iconic map of Valorant, I would say, Haven. It is I think when Valorant first kind of getting released was the one that everyone kind of looked at and pointed fingers at of like, why have they got free sites? This isn't normal. This isn't like other games like CSGO. What's going on?
Yeah, well, there's another one now, isn't there? So we got Lotus too.
Yep.
And it's tiniest. That's free sites, but
it's
tiny,
so small. So it's very compact.
It's chaos. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, a good early kill there from the Astra. Ross not giving Exo any time to even play the game. One tap off the bat, but in the corner it's dead. Also going to be knocked on down by the incoming Jet. And the attacking side here coming in strong, but Veins will find one of their own.
Yeah, great run it down to begin for the Swans, but then Vane's going to hit back. Swans now looking a little bit scared to re-peek that, knowing just how accurate that headshot can be.
Good smoke there. Lots of access into B site. Going to push it on now. Trying to look for the plant. It'll be Jake Tomo putting it on down. Ross has to be careful to the right. Is Avery ready to push on through that smoke? It will disappear. Shots being fired by Ross. Running away back outside of B. A chance there from Manny to find the kill. Onto site once more. Avoiding of the stun. But it's Avery peeking on out. Met by Turret and 3 players as well. It's going to be a tough ask here to bring this one back. The shots are hitting, but the kill found by Manus. It's a 3 versus 1. All up for Stroppy Pie to try and get this defused.
Yeah, it's quite a lot for Stroppy to do here, isn't it? As they push in, but no, Manisk is going to take Stroppy down, and that will be 1 point for the Swans. Really good aggression there in the pistol round to start off with. Little bit of trouble there as they were pushing through window, but once they got the spike down in full control of B-site, went really well for them. And of course, hiding behind that turret in pistol rounds very effective. Any turret or wall situation is going to be a lot more effective in these pistol rounds. It's a lot harder to get rid of them. Even though the turrets dropped in health, still couldn't quite get rid of it, posed a bit of a threat. And then as soon as the smoke went down, the Swans made the right decision, pushing up to that smoke to make sure that there wasn't a fast defuse. So yeah, good stuff.
Very good start by the Swans to get the pit plant down, and we get a nice little look at the bear peering over the site to make sure everything is going on safely. But pushing up towards A this time round, we've got 3 going on through inside sewers. Drone comes out, Jet, whizzing, looking for people in the corner, got the dash ready. Slipping past the Omen, has he noticed them? Yes, they have.
No way.
Whizzing whips all the shots. Stroppy Pie will get punished trying to get the clearance out, but the site has been taken. It's a 4 versus 3.
Gonna have to pick that Phantom back up. You don't want to be losing that to the other team. So, of course, the artists aren't going to get a hold of that. Swans Manus getting another great kill there with the Bulldog onto Exo. Flash goes down, but it's the Shorty, and Veins takes down Manisk. Quick trade out. That Phantom still in hands of Ross.
Dead. 1-on-1 against Ross, cannot connect the shots. The Phantom. Oh, that is nearer than a headshot found. 2-0 now to the Swans as they take the second round.
God, Jason.
Going into round number 3 now. The Swans having that advantage in both, I think, gun and possibly skill. They've been hitting the better shots so far, but of course we're still to see from the artists just what they can do. 5 kills from Manus, 4 from Ross. They are putting the team on their back at the moment, and it's working out very, very well for the Swans.
Yeah, I think attacking side is definitely stronger on this map, and so far the Swans are just looking generally stronger. But we're only 2 rounds in. We don't want to speak too soon. They have once they got like pistol round, they did have that. Oh, that buy against the
there,
so yeah, let's go straight down. Yeah, just on the bottom of that health.
It's a good kill there from Jake's Tomo. Finds Exo through the wall. Avery finding the headshot on one, but unable to get the kill. The Lewis backs off. Approaching Garage now. Will not be enough. It's Jake's Tomo. Sending the drone out. No one is on A site. It's a clear site, but of course they have to scout it out on first. The Omen rotating over will not be enough to kind of to cause some damage. Instead, actually going to approach C site. A is completely free, but they're going in for C. The always came on out. Veins going to get a kill on Whizzling, and in the corner, the 4 versus 4. Low health for the Astra. Veins going to get caught by Manus.
Is Dead going to get it? No, unfortunately not.
Good kill there by Manisk. Avery caught by Lewis. She was lurking on that window ledge and paid the price for it. It's a 1 versus 4. Stroppy gets 1 but cannot find any more. And the round once again goes away to the Swans.
Yeah, so the artists, they had a full buy there. They did have the rifles against a couple of Bulldogs, a bit of a half buy there, but couldn't quite come out on top. The ultimate onto C-site in the 3rd round as well, getting those ultimates out in the 3rd round when, the team, they've lost their pistol round, they've lost their save round, they've just bought some guns, and then they get ultimate to bits and just rushed onto site. Dead did have a really good spot in the corner, but of course was taken out by the Rolling Thunder, and by the time they had a chance to peek, it was just a little bit too late, and the Leah wasn't quite enough to get the advantage.
Coming on through now, Jake. Putting his drone on, and Manus will find 1. To the left now, Dead with the Stinger, going to find a kill, but traded off once again. Still no round found, but the artist Avery cannot hit her shots just there. In a minimum, Phantom approaching C site. The plant going to come onto B by Jake's Tomo, and no one there waiting. Stroppy Pie gets taken out, and once again a 1 versus 4. This time for Exo. Manus on the run for the ace, and I think the Swans are trying to let him have it. He is hunting for that ace. He is
go get your ace, Manus. We got the Norwegian kill troll coming through for the 5 kills. Eva Exo just running away trying to save a Marshall, but Manisk is hot on the tail. Go on, Manisk, go get your ace. There it is. There's the Marshall. Everyone's baiting, trying to help Manisk out. Go on, go get it. Knife.
Oh.
Is there going to be a knife ace? No, what is going on?
Manus is on the run. Manus, can he find it?
There
Yes,
we go.
he can. We get our first ace of the tournament. Manus putting the team on his back, 4-0 for the Swans.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. They're so desperate just to get that ace on the board. Oh, managed up to 12 kills already. That ACS looking good. Only 2 deaths. Ross hasn't died once. Jake's Tomo hasn't died once either. This is Swans are looking really good so far. I'm not sure if Artists are going to be able to pull anything out the bag for this. They just seem completely swamped, but they do have another buy round now. Let's wish them all the best, because it looks like this big heavy push onto A is coming through.
Flash onto Whizzing. Cedar round one so far from the Archers, and a lot of time it had came down to general gunplay. They've not been hitting their shots the same way the Swans have. Raise that onto A site. It's their best chance here on the defense. Exo barely going to avoid that kill, but Avery going to get taken down by Whizzing. On site now, fully cleared out by the Swans, and in a 5 versus 2, once again, the Swans just walk on and take the site like it's theirs.
Yeah, the Artists had an excellent read. They had 3 players on A site, but the Swans just walked on like they already owned it, and you're right, like it was theirs. Dead does manage to get 1 kill, trying to make this push onto site, but there's just heavy pressure coming through. It's going to be extremely hard. The Lear doesn't quite cover the area it needs to, doesn't blind. Swans Manus does send out the aftershock, doesn't get anything off the back of it. I think the Veins might be caught in the save right now. Yeah, just waiting for these exit frags. You cannot push in there. There's nothing to be done. You need to save your guns because they just keep on getting stolen off you. It's just swinging out the way just in time. Even the exit frags are going to be difficult as they push out in full force. They hear the 4 footsteps and they're going to make a good, wise retreat. Veins going to maybe bait. Going to get 1 kill, but not be able to get 2 as Whizzing finishes them off.
The exit frags are always useful, but when your 5-0 is down any bit of money you can take off them doesn't really mean much, because the money will pretty much be at the maximum now for the Swans. But on the other side, the Artists are really struggling with that economy. Only 1 Vandal at the moment, and 12 kills for Manus. He is really doing the most for the team. The question is, can we see a step up from the Artists? Because we're 5 rounds in, they've not really been able to cause much damage at all, and time is running out for them.
Yeah, and it worked so well for them last round. Looks like they're just going to do the similar thing again, marching down A long off the back of the aftershock. There's smokes in the way, but you know, it just allows them to keep that map space, wait for the smokes to disappear, and make that push on. There's 2 in sewers, 3 in main. Sorry, 2 in sewers, 2 in main, and we've got 1 lurking through the mid as Ross gets the first kill onto Avery. Veins trades out though. Oh my god. Again.
Trades all around, and it's a 1 versus 4. Dead will find Lewis on the approach, and the best chance yet, and all online, will it be used? Approaching now, Whizzing, Manny's both holding that angle. Dead has to be careful, and comes the peak, cannot find the shot. Whizzing will get it. The Jet over on the Swans, and 6-0.
Wow. Do you think there's anything that the Artists can do, or do you think it's already over?
I don't want to say it's already over, because of course there always is still hope, but at the moment it has been the shots not connecting. They've been in some pretty even gunfights a lot of the time, and it's just the Swans who have better aim, have better accuracy, or have better gun control, and the Arts are paying the price for it. Now pulling out the op is Avery, gonna try and hold down C long here. She is playing his chamber, so should be somewhat put into the op, and she has actually left C and went all the way to A instead, so never mind that. She's gonna try and hold A instead up in heaven, and no one pushing A means that op not gonna go to much use just yet.
Yeah, you know, it could have... Oh, my days, just as the shock dart's about to come out as well. Gets taken down by Whizzing. Just not going well for the Artists here. Manus going to make that push off. Has spot out dead. Oh no, the Hunter's Fury and the Rolling Thunder, the double ult. Stroppy does get 1 kill. Lewis making that push up into the Hunter's Fury. Does get away with the push. Dead on 30 health right now, but going to be taken down by Lewis. Unfortunately, not enough.
The best chance that the Artists have yet, and it's still a 3 versus 4 against them. In comes Ross into garage, trying to get the touch on Stroppy Pipe, barely going to miss the head peeking out, but a push once again. No one knows that he's there. Finds 1, finds 2, cannot find the 3rd. Veins will get it alive, but not for long, and in comes Jake Tomo to take round number 7.
Yeah, that was the first time they were up a player, and it still didn't go their way. So it's looking extremely difficult for them. Can we quickly see the buy, Korriban? I just want to double check where we're at right now. Yeah, big shout out to Korriban, our observer, by the way, and Casual Cutie, our producer. Oh yeah, it's just looking tricky, isn't it? Now the Swans have just got infinite money. They've just got no problem buying whatever they want every round. They're not even opting for an op, so that's good. They just don't want to hand anything back to the opposing team, and there's just one Phantom on the side of Artists and another Marshall. Swans are they just gonna march onto A site like it's theirs again? I think they might. We do have a Blade Storm on the side of Whizzing. Is Whizzing gonna pop it or just rely on that rifle?
Yo, it's available from Chamber. The smokes is there. The dash comes through. The flash working wonders, and Whizzing can get a kill onto site. Jake Tomo will find one on the Stroppy Pie, trying to lock up on top of those boxes there as Omen, and now rotating through Garage, going to be held down by Lewis. Does Vanes know he's there? No, he does not. Taken down 5 versus 2, and I don't think it's going to get any better here for the Artists. It could be a 13-0 game.
You know, it's really worth pointing out the team cohesion on the side of the Swans. So you had that Cloudburst from Whizzing. You had the blinding of the backside from Manisk, timed perfectly for when Whizzing sidesteps out of that Cloudburst. So even though the enemies know there's a jet in that Cloudburst, they can't see. There's nothing they can do. They're blinded through the boxes, the Radianite boxes in the middle. There's just nothing to be done. It's a great place to hold if you're not going to get blinded and pushed like that. But if you do, there's nothing left, man. So it's really good team cohesion, good tactics, good strats. Probably a great coach involved in this team as well.
Once again, now the guns lackluster over there for the Artist. Vaning to try and peek out and find a pick, but instead it might work out in the opposite way. Whizzing will find one on Exo, and A strike clear for the moment. A rotation back from the Omen. Low health as well on the Killjoy. It's not looking good in round 9 for the Artists. They've got bad guns, they've got a bad back. Meanwhile, Swans have taken no damage whatsoever. They've really only taken a hit finally now, but still an alive man. He's got weights, and it's a dangerous force on this field.
Exo as well, just in the wrong place, the wrong time, nearly every round, just having such a tough time being taken down by surprise peaks that just you might not really expect. It's been quite hard to watch.
Manisk. 1-on-1 against Dead. Will find the kill. You gotta trust Manisk. He's always hitting his shots. Stroppy Pie, the last one alive. Getting stuck by the Astra, trying to make the TP. Shot in the head. It's gonna be the round. There's not enough for Stroppy Pie to get away. It's 9-0.
Oh, Stroppy Pie was just trying to get out the gravity well, but had no idea that Manisk was on the other side of that corner. We do have an XD in the chat, so at least Stroppy can see the funny side of that too. And yeah, actually, yeah, look, Exo, I wasn't wrong, really having a tough time. Wrong place, wrong time, every round. 0 kills, 9 deaths. What a bad time. I mean, maybe they can switch this round a bit in the attacking side. Like, it's very, very heavily attacking-sided map, but so far the strats are just massively on the side of Swans, and Artists are just having a tough time adjusting to it. Tour de Force out on the side of Avery, though, could bonus them, help them out a little bit. The Judge is out too. I'd love to see it. Omen, Smokes, and Judge. I was just explaining that's my main tactic for Valorant.
Oh, Avery.
There goes the Tour de Force.
Hurt by the flash, and Stroppy Pie cannot even get the Judge off in time. It was a promising round in terms of the buy for the Artists, but in terms of the actual gameplay, it was not so much. In comes Lewis to try and take down Exo along the way. Shots taken, but in comes managed to ruin his day. So 1 versus 5, and Dead is pretty much dead already.
Yeah, Dead's also been playing a bit of a lurk for the Reyna. If Reyna, we had Dead maybe playing a little bit more aggressive. So they that's one thing they haven't tried. I'm not saying it definitely worked for them, but they could at least try it one round as, like stacking up, making a bit of an aggressive push and countering this map control that the Swans try and take very early on every round.
Well, Reyna gonna make the save and pushed on by Manisk. Will not be able to save either. It is lights out for the Artist. No rounds won. And also, still, Jake Tomo, 0 deaths taken, 0 kills over for Exo. The Sovas are dropping donuts. One in a more positive light, one not as much. But the Swans are struggling to even get killed. In total, only 14 deaths overall for the Swans.
No way. This is ridiculous. This is definitely a team diff here, but also an excellent learning experience for the artists. Like they can have a chance to look back on this, and you don't learn without failing and learning from your mistakes. To be honest, so sure there'll be a lot to look back on at this VOD, and better luck next time. As Dead gets taken down, Avery gets taken down. Exo does get her first kill. Go on, Exo.
First kill on the board, but quickly traded out by Ross. Not gonna last long on that one. The Killjoy ult is taken. No one caught in it. Vaynes will get 2. 5 HP. Vaynes doing the best effort yet for the Archers, but still. A round is to be playing with 5 HP, and one of the best players in this lobby so far. If Manny's still alive, it's gonna be a hard ask. James Tomo, who's not died yet, is also one who has to be killed. Will it even be attempted here? Will be pushed out by Vaynes. Tentative at the moment. 5 HP and trying to watch his back. I don't know if he's actually going to make the push on the C site. I mean, I don't think at any point now they should be saving. They might as well just try and give it whatever they've got, but
I want to see Jake just pull out a random Hunter's Fury and just like randomly through the map and take out Vaynes. You've got it spare right now. There's 2 rounds to go. Oh. And it'll be a peek. I think it'll be a peek, yeah, from Jake's, not Hunter's Fury. Not too much, not as much trotting going as I would expect with this advantage. So at least they're still playing it safe, which is very professional, to be honest. No matter how far ahead you are, I don't advise trotting.
They're keeping a very clean head on them here. Very, very careful with their gameplay, and it is working wonders. They're 11-0 up, and they barely had a death under their belt. The only player on the Archers who have not died 11 times is Dead, getting that 1 save after. The team ended up losing the round nonetheless. A full bag, kind of, almost, coming out for the Artists. They have 1 stinger on the loose. But it is the last round of the half. No money has to be saved. Will we get the elusive 12-0 half? Or can the Artists find one? Vaynes will get a kill and lose, but quickly followed up by Manix on Exo. Manix is the real threat at the moment. So many kills on the board, and he is causing so much damage. The ult going to be a massive factor. The Jet Knights from with him will get a kill. No one under heaven, but the site taken, it's a 4 versus 3. A retake possible, but very, very difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult. We do have Dead coming in the flank here with Vaynes, but Vaynes will just get 1 shot by Jakes again. Another beautiful shot. Oh my god, Avery through the smoke takes down Swan's strongest player.
There, Jake's Tomlin will take that one down easy enough. And Avery all on her lonesome. Has Ross to the side, has Jake's Tomlin in front, cannot do anything about it. It's a 12-0 half.
So, looks like you might have been right with the 13-0 call there, but obviously things might start to switch up here. It's all on artists. What can they put out the bag? I mean, they deserve to get a few on the board. But if they can't get this first round, it's all over. Pistol round this is the deciding moment.
I'd honestly beg to say the Swans have just been the better team every single round. It's almost a full buy of Ghost. Ross the only one not falling in to that standard. But nevertheless, Swans on defense now. They've been pushing sites so incredibly well, and the Artists have been struggling to deal with it. Can they maybe replicate that on their own? Well, they've got a long road ahead of them. They've got to win 13 rounds in a row if they want to win this game.
No, it can't be done.
This tentative game here for the Artists. 1 mistake and the match is over. It will go the way of the Swans, and I think they may have already accepted defeat at this stage, but they want to get a round under their belt. They don't want to get 13-0'd. No one wants to get 13-0'd. Alert coming out from the Swans.
They're so keen, so kill hungry. They're pushing down the back.
Oh.
1 beautiful shot in Exo. Oh, Manish does take down Stroppy Pie. The fun shot gonna... Yep, Vaynes and Avery do get a kill though, but Swans getting a trade out on 2 straight away. And it is all over as Swans take the victory of 13-0 against Artists.
It was a very quick and a very easy game there for the Swans. No time needed, and they are going to get the first win of our round robin stage, taking down the Artists in dominant fashion, more than dominant, easy fashion for the Swans. It was 13-0. It was never a worry for them. I don't think it ever even got to a 1 versus 1. I think it was always at least 2 of the players of the Swans still alive. Nevertheless, though, it's a big win for them. They should definitely be happy about it, and it is our round 1 match coming to a conclusion, Bigfoot.
Yeah, but hard time for the artist. But like I said, a great chance to learn. Now, I could see a few things they could have done a lot better there, just to get a couple on the board. I don't think they were incapable of it. There was a point when, for example, EXO made that push into A long, but it was by herself. And if they peaked that A long after the aftershock with maybe 3, 4 of them, they might have been able to really get something off the back of it. But unfortunately, when you're just one player standing there on facing down 4, 5 coming down A long, there's basically nothing to be done. So yeah, a bit more util. I would have liked to see more aggression just to prevent these quick map takes that the Swans are pulling off so easily. And if you make that 4 stack and you do make the call wrong, you've at least got a powerful flank to come in, which they might not expect if you get the timing right. So there was things to be done. Some angles to be held a little bit more patiently, maybe as well. But like I said, hopefully they'll watch the VOD back, and this won't be a waste of time for them. They'll still learn something. I'm sure the coach will have something to say as well.
Yeah, 100%. With that said, though, our round 2 matchup going to be Goat versus the Pit Ponies. While we get ready for that match to get underway, we've got the rest of round 1, of course, 2 still conclude. We're going to head to a quick break, and when we're back, we're going to have some more Valorant action coming your way. We'll see you then. Welcome back, everybody. We are here after a very quick 13-0 game last time around, and hoping that this time it will be a little bit closer. But Bigfoot, coming off that last game, I mean, the Swans, they really showed up.
Yeah, massively, mate. It was really good to see such a strong team, and it was also quite sad to see a team get stomped on so much when they tried so hard. Big shout out to Manisk, actually the strongest. I mean, we've only seen one match, but the strongest player we've seen in the Welsh Esports League so far is actually a Norwegian. But yeah, Manisk on the breach was just stunning. No pun intended.
he popped off like crazy, and really, I wouldn't say put the team on his back. Of course, he was the only one to get the ace, but I would say the whole team, really, there was no, of course, obvious carry there, but it was a really good performance all around, and he really stepped up big time. Now we're going into round number 2, where we are going to have the Goats versus the Pit Ponies, and I can let you in a little secret here. The Pit Ponies have came off of a 13-10 win against the Dragon, so they have had one win on the board already. We've not got results for the Goats or anything else just yet. They were playing the Puffins earlier on, so we'll have to find out about that one, but nevertheless, it's the Goats versus Pit Ponies, and I'm just hoping it's not a 13-0.
Yeah, and the Pit Ponies obviously had a slightly harder time getting that win than the Swans did, so it's good to see there's some more equal matches out there in this league, so we're going to see some pretty interesting stuff coming through. Obviously, like you were saying before the other game, it is a round robin. Everyone will be fighting everyone in this great league, which is actually here thanks to Apprenticeships Wales, so a big shout out to Apprenticeships Wales for supporting us. Big thanks to the production crew and the observers behind the scenes. You don't see them, but we wouldn't be here without them. And everyone else that's in admin and organisation. Thank you very much for making this happen.
Yeah, thank you indeed. And of course, as we mentioned, it is a round-robin league. For those who are unaware, what that means is every single team will play every single other team. We have 7 rounds, 2 rounds every single week, except that final week where it is just round 7. So plenty of Valorant to be played every single Thursday. Same time as, of course, 7 o'clock UK time, 8 PM European time, and you can figure out the rest yourself. Nevertheless, there's plenty of Valorant all around, and as the kind of days go on, as the weeks come on, we're going to really be shaping up into this kind of top end of the league and the kind of bottom end of the teams, and really see who is the best of the best. The only wins we know of so far, based on the current updates on the EsportsWales website, is the Ponies getting the win, and of course, we saw on stream the Swan getting that 13-0, so the Pit Ponies are currently looking like they could have a good contention here against the Goats, so we'll have to see just how they perform.
We've had a couple of bands come in, so we've had Ascent banned, we've had Lotus banned, unfortunately. We were hoping to see some Lotus tonight, but not going to happen. Fracture's been banned as well. That was Goats banning Ascent.
And Goats banning Ascent, and a Lotus ban coming out for the Pit Ponies, then followed up by Fracture, and have Split, or as it was spelled, apparently Sluped, to quote them. Ban. So Split not going to get in play. I think as we kind of predicted here with Lotus and Split being, I wouldn't say newer maps, but updates to maps, newer maps as well. Icebot is getting banned as well. We could have another Haven game here. Pero getting banned, and unless I've missed a map, it looks like we're going to have Haven.
Yeah, Pearl, of course. So yeah, it's going to be Haven. Again,
Yep.
That's good though, because it was such a one-sided match last time. It was good to see it mix it up a little bit, maybe getting more of an even game between the Goats and the Pit Ponies.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'd expecting from these teams as well, is to go to these maps that have been around for a longer time. They're more used to them. They have maybe strats already sorted out. We have Haven, we have Ascent, which has been kind of one of the maps which just hasn't really changed a lot in recent time. The same, I would say, for Icebox only having kind of one little change in recent time. I would say they are the safest options, but unsurprisingly, it will be Haven getting picked, and Goats going to be starting off on the defending side. We'll be getting to Agent Select very, very shortly. We've seen the attacking and defending did not really play a part in the last series. We had a 13-0, so it didn't really matter what side they started on, but maybe this time the Goats maybe preferring to start on defense, maybe prefer to start on attack. We'll have to find out, of course, but I'm more interested to see how this Agent Select turns out when we get to it.
Yeah, well, I really think it's best to start on attack for Haven. So, I mean, the last game, if we saw it the other way around, we might have been able to see the artists get some more kills on maybe some rounds on the board if they started off on attack and had some sort of strat to approach it with. But in defense, they were just absolutely swamped. Anyway, moving into Agent Select here, we do seem to have So far, looking like we've got Omen, Sova, and Reach on the side of, that's the Weavers, so that's Goats. Yeah, getting a little bit of locking going in there. There was actually two very opposing team comps in the last game too. The team comps were very different. Looks like so far we might already be seeing slightly different team comps yet again, as the Sage and the Reyna are being hovered, which aren't present on the side of the Goats.
A Breach, a Killjoy, potentially a Fade. I'd love to see a Fade here. We've got that Omen, which you love so much, and the Jet coming out from Loverboy. Over on the attacker's side, they're undecided just at the moment, but I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of Sage action here, and a potential kind of Reyna pop-off could be coming through. The Raze is still an option, even after the Boombot nerf is interesting to see. Same for Killjoy, also still getting picked by both teams in the last round, and in this round as well by Weber, so these nerfs not really coming to really force anyone off the Asian. They're still playing with them happily enough.
And there's always one player without any vowels in their name, NXWT.
I will say their name is pronounced Newt. I found it to investigate in the Discord bio.
Have you? All right, Newt, let's go. Newt, select your Asian Bowen. What are you doing?
Make it a dodge.
What we're going to get? Quick dodge. No, Bowen going to lock in that Killjoy. So yes, pretty different agent comps. In fact, is that 100% difference? It is, apart from the Killjoy. So we're looking at 80% difference between these teams. Could make it very interesting. We do have Pit Ponies edging over the side of Brimstone as opposed to the Omen. And Raze being the main duelist on the side of the Pit Ponies, with Reyna as well against a Jet and no other duelist. So singular duelist on the side of the Goats. They are defending first, so that might play into their hands. Having Raze and Reyna pretty good. I do love to see a Raze and Fade combo though, which does actually work very well on Haven, because there's some C's nade combos you can do into A lobby, into sewers when people are hanging around, or if they're holding the spike from C long, for example, you can get a nade and a C's going down that way too. There's quite a lot of interesting things to be done if you mix them up, but then we don't have a Raze and a Fade on the same team, so we won't be seeing any of that tonight. And looking forward to see how the double duelist comp on the side of Pit Ponies shape up in this attacking half to start with.
I think the Reyna can be very, very hit or miss. Reyna, by every sense of the word, is not a team agent. Reyna, as a teammate, is probably the worst agent in the game. But as an individual, Reyna has so much potential and can do so much there. If you're individually playing really well, you're able to do so much. But you kind of have that trade-off. If you don't really get to help your team do much, you have your flash, which is probably the worst flash in the game. And otherwise, you don't really get to help your team do anything other than having that entry flash, which will probably get destroyed in the first 5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. So a lot lies here on what Spoon can do, and if this Reyna pick is actually worth it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, people don't normally pick it out if they don't know what they're doing when it comes to actual competition. So I'm expecting to see some semblance of ability coming through. Looks like the push is going mostly into mid right now. Yeah, all into mid. Gonna just walk up into B side, looking like it's pretty clear so far. But 2 players peeking into B. We've got Loverboy on one side. Definitely hears the sound, but doesn't see anyone. Going to spam through the smoke, get a little bit of damage off, but not enough. The flash going to come out, but there's so much smoke down. The Cloudburst is down, and the Brim Smoke too. Spike looks like it's going to go down pretty easily. Very fast execute, but we do have Spoon down from Edie.
Edie going to find that kill on Spoon, as you mentioned, and Weber on the flank. Gets caught by the turret, they know that he's there. Loverboy going to get a kill on Mystic, but Ethan will trade one out himself on the protagonist. The flash is out. Ethan low on health. Weber has to be careful. Looks away at the wrong time. It's Bowen on their lonesome. 1 versus 3. They already had the molly down, but the defuse going to be taken. And the 1 versus 1 against Loverboy will not work out in their favour. Round number 1 will go to the defending side of the Goats as they take it with 3 agents still standing.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a pretty good execute to start off with from the Pit Ponies. They looked like they really had control of that B side, but as soon as those smokes, especially the Cloudburst, disappeared, giving up a little bit more space to the Goats, they managed to take back that site with ease, and just started to think that the Goats might have quite a little bit to live up to, being called Goats. It's maybe a bit of a namesake you don't really want to have, being the greatest of all time. But we will see as this tournament goes through who is the greatest of all time in Wales. So far, it is definitely the Swans, but we've only seen 1 match, so I don't want to speak too soon.
I don't want to speak too fast, and of course both of these teams, I assume, coming off of a win. I don't think we have the exact results from the Goats uploaded just yet, but I can't say for sure the Pet Ponies won their
No
last match, but
way.
CLB Loverboy going crazy. Will get taken out by the nades, so too will Weber, but the protagonist ruining the lives. Bound will get one. It's a 1 versus 2. Pandemonium in Garage, and now hiding in the smoke, an incoming attacker. It's a 1 versus 1. It's Bowen versus the Omen. Has to get his gun out. We'll finally get it just in time. Newt has to be careful. It's a Spectre versus, I believe that was a Vandal there. I couldn't see just in time.
Guardian, that was a Guardian.
Oh, the Guardian.
So it's a tap versus spray. So what you want to do as Bowen is you want to make sure this is played in close range and make sure you've got that sort of peak advantage at least, and you might be able to spray down that Guardian at first. Maybe a bit of a fake rotation. Yeah, it was a fake rotation going around to A, so you're completely tricked. Newt, is it Newt? Yeah, you said Newt, didn't you?
Yeah,
Nookswood. Completely tricked Nookswood over to site A, going to get into site C, get this spike down, and of course that turret will be recharged and might be able to play from those close range. But actually, playing over to B site is a good idea because it will make this range a lot closer. Does seem like Newt's heard the spike and will be making his way around.
Had to wait for the turret to come out as well. Of course, coming from A side, but are we really so aware of that? The smoke coming on through. Smoke's on B, trying to fake out the killjoy on the site now. Has to be careful. Newt will find the kill. Bowen knocks him down to 74 HP, but it's not enough. The 1 versus 1 goes in favour of the GOATs, and they'll take round number 2.
Yeah, with that Spectre in hand, you really have to get the bullets off before you're seen. You need to get that surprise peek, but unfortunately, just as Bowen peeked out, we did have Newt looking at that angle, so the headshot wasn't too hard to miss. 1 body shot, 1 headshot, easy shots, easy claps, and yeah, 2 rounds on the board for the GOATs.
2 rounds, but a very close one just there. A 1 versus 1 for Newt and Bowen. Could have went either way, and Newt certainly had a vengeance now, bringing out the Guardian, trying to, if he goes, what took him down. But Vandals all around. Over on that other side, Bowen ready to try and redeem himself against Newt.
Yeah, and that Horn not going to see anything. It's just going to land at the end of A, outside of A lobby. So with all those players standing in A lobby, all they had to do was hide behind that wall for a quick second until that Horn faded. So they might think they have some information here that is slightly empty, but they're going to get the information that there's players in sewers now. The nade comes out. It's not going to hit anyone, but actually the retreat might be coming in. But 1 excellent kill off from Spoon onto Edie as the rest of the players are going to rotate. It's going to look like it's an A site execute, but they're just going to march onto C site and get that spike down. Newt seems to be hanging around a little bit, maybe hearing some footsteps now, definitely hearing the boom bot. And as the smokes come down, Newt's going to call the re-rotate back to C now.
Newt on site, gets 1 with the Guardian, cannot find another. Mystic will trade him off. A 4 versus 2 should, in theory, be around for the Pet Ponies, but CLB Loverboy with the Sheriff going to try and cause it some issues. It sees ahead, cannot tap it, has the dash but will not back off in time. The Sage of Branahan able to find CLB Loverboy. Now a 1 versus 4, all in hand as the Sheriff for the protagonist. He may be the main character, but I think your story might be ending fast.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get 4K of a Sheriff unless you're going to really put out some shots, but now that your location is known, everyone's going to hold you down. The flank is coming in as well. You're going to run away, try and save the Sheriff? I don't think so. Just going to hold a better angle, get that flash out. Hear those footsteps, and it is going to be 1. No, is it? No, it's not going to be a kill for protagonist, unfortunately. Gets get 1 shot off, but it's just not going to be enough. Going to make that push round. Blinds himself, actually. Makes the push into the lobby, but will be taken down by Spoon.
Try so hard, but did not get very far at all. The protagonist falls in the round win found for the Pet Ponies. 2-1 now as the GOATs still have the lead, but an even game here with the Vandals all out, the full shields as well.
Did you see chat?
Yeah, I seen the lag.
Protagonist on a perfectly steady 15 ping claiming the lag. I think there might have been a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek one there.
Nevertheless, it's an important round here for both of these teams. The Pet Ponies can win it, they'll tie things up and really ruin the economy of the GOATs. And I push on the B side. It's been the most popular approach so far for Pet Ponies, but only working out really to get the plant down once, and a kill for CLB Loverboy. No. Gonna deny Mystic the chance to cause some damage on that backside.
Yeah, Mystic just not quite scanning enough of B side to catch the enemies off, so didn't look to their right. Missed the fact that Loverboy is standing right there. It does get taken down.
Boom.
Footsteps heard moving away though.
Has to be careful. Doesn't know that Newt is standing up high on B, ready to cause some issues, and Newt will find the kill. Patience is all what is needed. The Prowler for me, they will get one, but Branahan finds another. 2 versus 4 is winnable here for the Pit Ponies, but they've got to try and get the plant down. The attempt to the wall of heaven will not work out as he missed the attempt. The teleport from Newt coming into A main. Will they be aware of it though? Branahan has to avoid the swing. Weaver as my babe will find one, and in the smoke Branahan will hide. Weaver will find it, and a round win once again for the goats, and Newt finds the defuse.
Yeah, Newt needs to get some old points back on the board maybe after using all 7 for unfortunately no kills, but at least might have, you know, messed up the radar for a second. People sometimes forget how vital that is. You know, the Omen TP might not get any kills off the back of it, but just having that radar killed while you're trying to execute the site from another angle can really help out your team.
Yeah, just the, kind of, even the stress factor kind of makes you feel a bit more uneasy and makes it a bit harder to communicate that information to your team, because sometimes in the frantic nature of a post-plant or a planting situation, you can't really call out where everyone is, and you need that minimap to help you out, show where the enemies are, but nevertheless, it's a round win for the goats, and they'll be mightily pleased about it. The Pit Ponies having 3 ults on board, though, could really change the tide. A Reyna ult, a KJ ult, and a Sage ult could really cause some damage, and that KJ ult now costing 8 ult points is a bit of a nerf too, but still able to be found early on by Bowen. A kill onto Newt as well, getting that revenge on round number 2. But can he get onto site? The ult came on out, 80 sent away, and it's a free site to be taken now for the Pit Ponies.
Yep, everyone pushed so far back now with that when that lockdown's in the sewers. It's completely free site. They're going to have to be a retake now. Defenders already lost 1 player, unfortunately, so it's a 4v5 retake on the whole site. The wall comes out. It's going to block off CT. They're going to come in from heaven. They're just going to shoot the wall down. Good shout, to be honest. You don't want to be being forced to take routes you don't want to take. Beautiful kill from Loverboy, though. That is 4v4 right now. Loverboy dashing on the site, not getting any kills, doing some damage though. We do have Ethan on 11 health, and now, oh no, the orbital strike comes out right on a CT. Protagonist held back.
Gonna cause some damage at Weber, popping off onto site. Trying to take down Mystic here. Low health, but we'll find the kill with help of the protagonist as well. The flash comes through, and Bowen cannot get away. To round 1 once again, but Bowen gets the kill on the protagonist. Why did he stand there? There was no need. He could have got the defuse anyway.
I'm not sure, you know, that could have, like, just judging by the beeps, that might have been a little bit too late, but it's definitely worth just waiting. Maybe waiting just like 1 more second could have got that in, could get the health. Would have had to take some damage from the swarm grenade, in my opinion, but still could have just clutched that defuse, I think, just waiting 1 second to walk into the swarm grenade, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been it for the protagonist, but maybe got a little bit too cocky, stood on the molly and paid the price. Now round 1 for the Pit Pony puts them a little bit closer in the economy, a bit more in their favour. Coming in now with Loverboy though, what can he do with the knives? Gets one, can't find another one, ran out of knives, got a gun all in hand. Mystic and Bowen will get all the kills needed, but Newt will find one of his own. The protagonist waits in the smoke, Spoon just outside, pretty much 1 HP. It's a great shot from the protagonist. And now, Spoon with 2 HP onto B site. 1 touch and he's dead. Protagonist and Newt just running them C long to try and protect that spike and take it back into their own hands.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the defenders, if Ghosts know the spike's down right now. I mean, they might have heard it crash, fall at the floor, but do they know that it hasn't been picked up? They're going to find out straight away, though they've got it. They just have to sit there now. Bowen, 71 health. Yeah, I was about, ooh, no, Spoon was on such low health, and now it's back up, but Spoon does get traded out by Protagonist, and just as Protagonist peeks back out into lobby, Bowen takes him down, and it is 1 point on the board for the Pit Ponies. Now it's 3-3.
These players have got to start running with their knife out, because it is happening time and time again, and they are getting punished for it. Now 3-3, and an even buy almost, but actually a bit low money from the Pit Ponies even after their 2-round wins in a row, meaning that it should be a good advantage here for the goats. Even after the ult use, they've still got 3 online, so 2 do the Pit Ponies, but a breach out and a KJ ult can really cause some damage alongside that fade. You could find every single member of the team in one go.
See, this fade horn's been quite interesting to me, because if you're inside like the room of lobby, you don't get seen, but if you're behind it closer to spawn, you do. So if you're inside the room, you can't shoot it, but you also don't get seen. So if they are going to push A, this fade lineup's been the same every single round. They should just be hiding in that lobby every time, because they get to stay out of the way of the horn without shooting it. But anyway, they've rotated back off the back of A now, and they've moved into B. The showstopper does come out. Is it going to get any kills? No, but actually Edie gets 3 kills already. Wow! That rush on a B side just completely backfires. The showstopper gets nothing, and then it will be Mystic taken down.
The EDO does so much there. Found every single member, I believe, of that team, and Edie can just mow them all down. It is a 4-3 lead now for the GOATs, and it's all thanks to that fade out, paying dividends for them.
Yeah, really, really beautiful stuff. Fade ults can be so useful just to push people back off a site, but if you do manage to catch them off guard as well with that decay as well, it's just so good. So really, really beautiful stuff from Edie. Excellent defensive round, best defensive round we've seen so far in this match. Just such a massive slaughter on B. And looks like they might be pushing back to A. And here, this is exactly the same lineup again. So are they going to just sit in lobby and not get seen?
Yep, exactly as you called.
That's the way to do it.
And CLP Loverboy, his aim has been impeccable, getting some good picks, and there's another one there. He's got his dash once again. Edie really feeling confident after those kills, and CLP Loverboy loving life with a 5-3 scoreline.
The Jet voice lines, man. Yeah, that was beautiful. So such an effective defense again to fall off the back of that. Of course, we did have the pit ponies on a save round, so now they're going to get those Vandals back in hand, and they're going to try and bring this back to a 5-5 situation at the very least. So far, this half's been really good back and forth. It's looking like it might end up in a 6-6 sort of situation too, but obviously, GOATs feeding themselves right now. 2 excellent rounds, going to try and keep this lead ahead.
Well, work to be done, because the pit ponies are not going to go down without a fight. Pushing on to C now. Ranahan having that stage out, having that res in hand. Now we're going to have a little check at who is there, and the breach out can cause so much damage. Spoon, you have got to be careful. It'll just be a bit of util used nonetheless. The Rolling Thunder not getting used just yet. But never mind, the protagonist still holding that ult. It's going to cause so much damage if he actually uses it. But that C-Long, so dangerous. The res on Spoon will work out well. The protagonist finds one. Spoon dead as well from the protagonist. Mystic waiting on site. Will find the shot. Can he find another one? Yes, he can. Take a great flick onto the head of Edie. But Weaver is my B on the other end of Garage. Able to cause some destruction and win the round.
Yeah, easy prevention of another execution there. So it does look like the GOATs are starting to push up this defensive lead that we just talking about, how they want to keep it going. They're keeping it going so well, 6-3. They could turn this to 9-3 if they keep up this momentum. We've got Pit Ponies. They're not a full buy. They do have some Vandals, but they've also got some half shields, and they've got a Spectre, and Ethan not bought anything yet. What's Ethan going to settle for? You're hoping to probably see a Spectre, aren't you?
I mean, he should buy here, but I think he's actually going to make the save.
Yeah,
they couldn't make a bit of whack here, and a change of plan for the Fade. Gonna try and catch them. No, so this was just, here comes CLB Loverboy. Bowen and Fade gonna get traded off. CLB Loverboy. No one knows he's here.
Loverboy's got such a nice spot right now. Gonna get 1, gonna get 2, gonna get 3. No, Mystic trades out.
Mystic able to get the kill there and shuts down CLB Loverboy. Makes this a winnable round for the Pit Ponies. Out in the corner, Bowen gets flashed in an awkward spot. It's the protagonist waiting to get on through. Has to wait for the ult to die on out, but the Rolling Thunder. Here it comes. The plant comes through, but can they get into a safe place? The protagonist up in heaven. Bowen in the corner. Underneath heaven is Mystic. It gets killed. 1 versus 2 for Bowen. Been in a situation before, unable to win it.
Getting that kill on the Mystic was just so vital, because the Rolling Thunder skipped Mystic, so Mystic was going to be the biggest threat on that retake, but jumping out of heaven with a quick flick down to hell, Mystic distracted by someone else, and distracted by Weber's execution as well, I think it was. So excellent there, really, really good. GOATs now 7-3. What looked like an even match to start with is actually starting to go heavily in the favor of the GOATs.
Yeah, they really found their stride. 4 rounds in a row, and the economy not looking good for the Pit Ponies. 7-3 could very easily spiral into a 9-3, but could we see the curse come into fruition? Well, who knows? They've got plenty of rounds still to be played. But the GOATs looking very, very strong at the moment. CLB Loverboy and Edie really doing a great job at those entries.
Okay, they're going to go for a bit of a mid-execution here now. Do have a Spectre and a half shield in the hand and Mystic, so it's not a full buy, it's just a little bit of a half buy coming in. Weber is my bay. Got... Oh! That's actually a really good swarm grenade, but it will be taken out by Weber. Weber does a perfect pick and takes down Bowen, so that's one Killjoy taking down another. Weber gets another one onto Spoon. Excellent headshots there. The smoke comes out. Is Weber going to keep pushing? Of course, the Boombot gets taken out. They know Weber's still right there. They're going to have to do something else. They can't push B. They can't push doors. Are they going to just hang around in mid, holding these angles? Or make a rotation?
I think rotation has to come out, but in a 3 versus 5, it's a very difficult ask here to win this round. Ethan going to try and cause some disruption on B, maybe potentially a fake. Both his teammates are rotating in towards A. They think it's going to be a B push. A is perfectly clear, and Mystic will verify that with a very weird looking crosshair, I must add, but they rotate round over to A side now. It is absolutely still from the GOATs. No one is moving on B or C side. They are all holding their angles perfectly.
Okay, and I love it when someone gets up into heaven without the opposing team knowing, so this is a completely free site. This could be really good. Mystic could really hold down a couple kills here if they push back up into heaven. They did in the last retake, so it is looking likely. The smokes come down. Yep, the Prowler's sent out, but it's not sent out into heaven, so as Loverboy makes this push up, Edie's actually worried about Spawn. They haven't got the information. Oh, and the Nightmare's going to come out from... Yeah. No, unfortunately, Mystic cannot get a kill in heaven, and that's going to kind of backfire this entire site hold. Ethan gonna get should have got one, but didn't as Weber flicks on Ethan. Oh my days!
No clue how he didn't get a kill there when Brahan left all by himself in the corner. It's a 5-0 round for the GOATs because in position they had all the time in the world, but the Pit Ponies, it was still not enough to take down a single member of the opposing side.
Last round in the half.
Oh man. I really thought we had a game on our hands after the first 6 rounds, but it just seems to have gone straight into the hands of the GOATs, and I really do believe this is attacking side and map, and from what I've seen from the GOATs retakes, I think they're going to have an easy time doing some executions as well when it's their attacking side, so the Pit Ponies really need to gather their forces and sort this out, hopefully finishing this round on 8-4.
8-3. 9-3 curse possibly coming into action, but that'll be a curse or a blessing for the GOATs. It'll be Loverboy. Oh, Bowen, lucky to be alive. Peeked at the wrong time. Gets the kill on Loverboy instead. It was perfect timing, and killing Loverboy is probably the best case scenario. Mystic gonna get caught in the nano swarm. Uses the ult, but it's an absolutely wasted chance. Instead, Branahan gonna have to just slow off both sides, get a wall down perhaps, one for the plant. The 5 versus 4 is the best chance Pit Ponies have had in a while. The ult comes through to destroy the ult.
That's going to get rid of the Killjoy, yeah.
Yep. Protagonist behind them. They don't know. Spoon.
No way, no way.
Found. They put it.
Oh my god. And in the window with the aftershock too. No way. Will be taken down by Mystic though.
The Nanoswarm causing some issues here. Just 80. And hold off here. Branahan approaching site. The diffuser's already going to come out. Nothing can be done. Edie gets the kill. And the 9-3 is what is found.
Beautiful starting off defensive side from the GOATs. Didn't see that one coming 6 rounds in, but it did come out. The GOATs' executions on those retakes were just so flawless so many times. I can't wait to see how they execute on the attacking side as well. Let's see what they can do. Loverboy sitting there up on the top on 14 kills. Edie on 13. Weber on 13. Just really strong stuff. Newt hasn't got loads of kills, but has only died 4 times, and that's what you want to see from an Omen. You're staying alive, keeping those recharging smokes going the entire round. So, might not be getting the high frags, but from the looks of it, definitely doing the job. As you can also see 10 assists on the board. If you kill someone walking out of one of Newt's smokes, that'll be a point on the board for Newt in the assist column as well.
And Bowen doing the most that he can for the Pit Ponies. We've seen him in a lot of clutch situations, but it has not been enough. Spoon is going to get damaged tremendously by 80 down C long. And in this gunfight here, no one really a victor. It's lost health and missed shots.
Next shot wins, and Spoon
will find it, gets the heal, and Edie should have easily got that kill, but so many missed chances said otherwise.
Oh, Mystic in a beautiful spot as well. I love this stuff. Loverboy just on the other side of the wall for Mystic. Gonna just wait here. Gonna push. No. Oh. Also, we have a couple players in A lobby. We've got Newt and Protagonist. They're going to try and make that move in. The spike has been picked up by Weber, and it does look like it's going to be an A execute. As Loverboy gets taken down on B by Mystic, though. The smoke comes down. I think they might think it's a B execute, but we do still have one player on A. We've got Ethan in the corner, going to spy them out. Yep, the smoke's going to come down, but so does the aftershock. I think it's going to be a push. No, Protagonist not pushing in time, unfortunately. And now Ethan has sidestepped out of that. Weber does get down Mystic, though.
A good flash.
Yeah,
just wait for Weber to get in position. Now Protagonist free on site with the rest of his teammates. It's a 3 versus 3, but we've seen the Pit Ponies struggle on these retakes and struggling against them, especially. Branahan going to get down the bot. But 2 waiting at CT, ready to push on out is Newt with the swing. Weber gets one. Another one found by Weber as well. The Sheriff working wonders. Branahan all by himself up in heaven. Find a kill on Weber. It is a winnable situation. Low HP. They've got to be careful to have the self-heal. But knowing where they are is a big accessory. The protagonist will find it. I think 4 damage would have killed Branahan anyway. But the protagonist gets the kill and makes it 10-3.
I was just about to check how much health Protagonist was on at the end there, but I just missed it. But I think if Branagan had the classic out a little bit sooner rather than jumping with the knife, might have been able to pull off a right-click headshot, or if the timing was perfect. So it was possible to do that, but I think it was holding the knife as Branagan jumped up into window of heaven there that held him back. But maybe learning from their mistakes and buying a shorty this time, so we'll see what Branagan can pull off with that. 2 shorties on the side of the Pit Ponies.
Gonna have that set up going on in Garage, but taking a lot of damage along the way. I'd expect to see a lot from Edie here. He's done a great job so far, the Prowler. I'll let Finn Bowen barely gonna avoid it. The Nano Swarms causing a little bit of disruption. But Loverboy just gonna walk on away towards B. Spoon almost gets Protagonist, but the bullet inches over his head. It's Mystic with the shorty. He's been found.
Oh, yes, Mystic.
Probably the bucket, actually. And the kill from Edie will trade him off. It's a good kill, especially with the price offset gone. But Bowen is getting battered and bruised into the garage and has to make the escape.
Yes, we do have a shorty out, but unfortunately the range is going to be all off as that smoke drops. Oh, yeah, Branagan goes down by Newt. So, first 2 rounds going out to the GOATs. It's really not looking good for the Pit Ponies here. 11-3. They did just come off quite a comfortable victory, but unfortunately the GOATs being a big match for their skills. And so far, out of the 2 matches we've seen, it's looking like we're really looking forward to the GOATs versus the Swans, of all things, because those are the 2 strongest teams we've seen so far.
Yeah, 100%. Both teams have done incredibly well. And of course, we'll have the rest of round 2 and the round 1 match results coming through later on. You keep an eye on that on the EsportsWales website. I believe you can probably find that one in the chat or in the stream links. But nevertheless, a quick kill from Edie onto Spoon. That's of a Sheriff against a Vandal, and Edie, the Fade, working wonders. Gonna walk away happily with that shell, ready to cause some more destruction over towards C Garage. Loverboy gets one on Mystic. Ethan left alone on site. The kill gonna be found, and there's no backup there for Loverboy. Will not be traded out.
Just like I was saying, I was really looking forward to seeing these executes, and they have just been so nice, you know. Might have been caught off by the alarm bot, but going to jump straight out of the way of the swarm grenades, get the spike down. The spike is planted. Weber going to move back to back site, hold it down. Edie hanging out around there too. Ethan going to get that heal. Going to give the defenders a little bit more health to work with, but the trades come out as Bowen takes down Edie, but Weber trades out. Branagan does take down Weber though.
1 versus 2. Branagan. What can he do? Waiting on site, going to look for the defuse. To his left is Newt. Flashed. The TP. It's above him. Can't find it. Gets the kill just in time. They have a wall. They're going for the defuse. I think they're going to get this in time. Can the protagonist make it? Running on in. It's time running out. Branahan will find the kill. Gets the free K. And will win the round just in the nick of time. Branahan clutching up.
Yeah, that was really good. Newt kind of whiffed on that TP. Well, the TP was fine, but the shots off the back of it were not fine. And Branagan managing to get those shots off faster. And 1 on the board for Pit Ponies. It's not over yet, but they do need to win another 7 rounds just to equalize. Never mind the 2 on top of that.
11-4. Is the comeback on? That is the question for Pit Ponies. It was 9-3 as the curse into play. Well, they've got a long road ahead of them. It's only 11-4. They've got a lot of rounds to win if they want that curse to come to fruition. But a Judge Guilt holding down at the sewers is possibly going to cause some damage here. Will it be met by foe who is not ready for it? That's the big question.
Ethan definitely aware there's lots of footsteps coming onto this side. Going to make that move round to A main. Hopefully trying to get a closer angle with this judge. Swarm grenade out into Swarm. The attacker Killjoy out of 2. Ethan just needs to hang around and get these judge kills.
Stand your ground, Ethan. Stand your ground.
Stand your ground. Just get these judge kills. Sacrifice your life. 1, 2.
Oh, 1,
Is it going to be 3? It's not going to be 3. It's going to be 2 though. That's still good for 1 life. No one detained by the Killjoy. The retake's going to come in, but Nuke gets a beautiful shot onto Spoon. And so does the protagonist onto Bowen. Wow.
That is really, really good play from the GOATs. Gets that site under control. Then Mystic up in heaven, looking for a head to catch, but none can be found. Drops down the protagonist. Well catch, so will Newt on a kill. And protagonist gets a 4K on the board. Branahan looking around CT.
Man, if only Ethan could have got one more off the back of that judge, but unfortunately distracted by Loverboy on site when Ethan just pushed into the smoke. Might have been able to get, I think it was Edie inside that smoke last minute there. But either way, 2 good kills, but unfortunately not able to roll off the back of them. And it does knife fight. What are you talking about? This is a league game. Stop it.
Well, they actually do knife fight, that's the question. Will they stick to their guns? Not literally, will they stick to their knives actually? But never mind. It is 12-4. It could be the final round depending on how this knife fight goes. And the ult has been used. The knives are out. Will anyone be a scumbag? Edie finds one, maybe my Bay finds another. The ult comes out, makes everyone low. Mystic on 1. And 10 by Weavers away on Mystic. Weaver my Bay finds another one. Bowen onto Edie. It's a 1 versus 3. Bowen running for their life. The Omen TP will not be enough. A kill on 1, still running away. They have their nanos that they could use. Try and get some kills.
Go on, Baron. One more.
Can they find one more? It's against Newt the Omen.
I can't believe this. Get your turret out. No one said no turrets. They just said no guns.
Do it, Bowen. Shoot him down. Do it.
Yes, Bowen! Come on! I love to see it. Love to see it. I like the fact that everyone did stick to their not guns there. And,
Bowen
get one back on the board for the coats. And, you know, imagine if that switches the whole scales and they come back off the back of that. I'd be feeling pretty good.
It'd be insane they came back from that, but Bowen actually did pop off with the knife.
That was amazing. Yeah, was that
3 or 4K? Yeah, I was going to say. Nevertheless, it is still 12-5.
3 kills, but a couple of tags on other people as well.
It's still 12-5 to the GOATs. One more round, and they will take this match. Beginning to see long now. Spoon unable to connect the shots. And Edie and Nuke going to try and cause some problems. It's just Spoon waiting by himself. We're my Loverboy trying to push onto A site, checking around. Got the Sheriff in hand. To the right is Ethan waiting for the push on out. Ready for maybe a tap in the head perhaps. Can't find it. Loverboy, it's a great peek, a great kill. And the Sheriff is working absolute wonders.
Yeah, I can't believe that shot. That shot was just so perfect. Perfect peek, perfect headshot. Okay, we're going to see a showstopper, but unfortunately the window, but at least you get a kill off the back of it. Mystic's down to 24 health, though, getting the heal off as Weber does take out Bowen on B site. There's just been so much Killjoy versus Killjoy action in this game.
And Breach almost causing some damage to the stage up top. Branahan, the last man alive to save the game, has to 1 versus 4. Will find one, but the Omen flash. The Breach stun. The kill on the Omen. Not killing the Killjoy though. Weaver and my B will win the round and win the game for the GOATs as they take it 13-5. And they take down the Pit Ponies. And not in the easiest of matches, but certainly a match where they were looking dominant for a lot of it.
Yeah, really, really good game there. I loved that one. It was a little bit more of a match than the last game, but still actually quite one-sided. So far we do have the GOATs and the Swans looking extremely strong in this tournament, but you know, we might have seen a little bit of a bad game for the Pit Ponies, but they did come off a 13-10 win. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing more of this round robin and catching a few more of these teams. But so far, just from the 2 games and the 4 teams we've seen, it's looking like GOATs and Swans might be heading for the finals in some way, but we'll see. Yeah, sorry, is there finals, or is this just points from the whole round robin?
I believe it just goes through the league, and I'm not exactly sure what the follow-up is from that, but nevertheless, another update for you is that in their round 2 match, the Swans took down the Dragons 13-3, so the Swans have dropped a round, but they still won the game 13-3, so looking good for the Swans, and of course we've seen that so too are the GOATs, but nevertheless, that is all we have for today, folks. Thank you all so much for coming on by. And next week, we're going to have more Valorant action coming your way. Round 3 and Round 4 will be taking place next week. So keep an eye. Come on by. And we'll see you then.
See you later.
Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go! Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Everybody bring it in. Let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move, side to side.